Well, welcome to another episode of Rim Shots with Sean right here in the Rock Rage Radio Network, brought to you by Barstools and Bandtalk. I have a gentleman that we've been working on this now for a few weeks. He's not going to need any introduction, but I'm going to make one anyway. The one, the only Mr. Alessandro Del Vecchio, all the way from Italy. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, very well. Ready out of the holidays, and I'm sorry that we had to postpone and do many changes, but seasonal flu and kids and stuff. But we're here, so it's all good.
We're here. Good holiday for you over there?
Yeah, it was very good. Pretty cold, and but it's good. It's good. We didn't have
Fantastic.
snow, but it's been cold and cool.
I want to jump right into this because you're known for your former relationship with Frontier Records. You seem to be the guy that had his hands in a lot of different projects. And a short time ago, you made an announcement that basically, it's been a great run, but you're on to other things. And I'd be interested to, I guess, to ask you what led up to that, and just maybe talk a little bit about the run that you had, because you were doing a lot of things with them.
Yeah, I mean it's been a great run, and my main reason behind this decision, it's because I didn't want to do as much as I was doing, and I was kind of trapped into this factory music making, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And my relationship with people from the label was okay, but not going very well because of this reason. I
Right.
wasn't happy, they weren't happy, and I just want to be out. And when there are deals and stuff like that, it's always tough to say, okay guys, I'm out, I
Yes.
cannot do this anymore. But I couldn't do this anymore. And I wanted to um have more time to play live with my bands, and have more freedom to work with people also from other labels and other genres, and be free, which cannot happen if you're under an umbrella of only one genre. And I was the journey guy. I was the AOR guy, but I'm not just that.
Right.
I'm a prog guy, I'm a blues guy, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to enjoy making music for the pleasure of making music, because that's the main reason why I make music. Obviously, everybody wants to pay the bills, but I want to be happy first, and make the music that I want to make, not just because I get an email each morning asking for a song, which is amazing, because I'm a very prolific and writer, and I'm naturally just sitting down at the piano and writing songs. But I don't want to be into this uh turning spinning wheel that's always, it always ends up with me writing lots of songs. And also on a creative standpoint, I think you can do this and be an in-house writer for a few years, but at some point, if the label or the publisher just ask you for songs every day, that's not gonna work. And I felt myself that I was starting to be like, oh my god, what should I write about? What kind of arrangements should I make? And as soon as I was going out of the ordinary, the label wasn't happy. And especially there was a record that I co-wrote the debut with all the guys in the band. And then we were writing the second record, and everything that we were writing wasn't okay for the label. And I was like, okay, that's a big sign that I need to be out, because that's not giving me the freedom to express myself, and I feel confined, and I don't want to be like that. I want to make music. I don't want to be like the AOR guy, and that's my destiny forever. I'm just a musician, and I can do prog, and I can do rock, and I can do metal, and I can be all those things, but I just don't want to be confined into only one thing.
So you bring up a number of great points, and my next question, I'll kind of frame it in the form of a few questions. So, from somebody on the outside looking in, when you see Frontier, I'm always thinking, okay, well, it's the last really of those labels that are taking on some bands that I grew up listening to that are putting music out. However, when you're saying this, and you're also, I guess, confirming something to me that eventually you do get to a point where creativity is more than just a paycheck and churning out music and what have you. So I'll ask you, I guess, a couple of things. Maybe name some of the artists just so that my viewers can get a scope, and you don't have to like get too deep into it, but some of the people that you work with, and then I guess what you want 2025 to look like for you, because some people are going, man, he had a dream gig, but it's not always about the money and that. It's about being happy, like you said. So just maybe if you could just line that up a little bit for me.
Well, yeah, it was a dream gig, especially the beginning. But I never feared going out of my comfort zone and look for for exciting things. And I'm a believer, and that if you open yourself to the universe, many amazing things can come. And as soon when I left Frontiers, I didn't have any other, I would say, venture or contracts or anything. I didn't have contacts. I didn't know what to do. I only had 2 tours lined up. That's all I had. But I said, okay, I'm gonna, put myself out there, and things will come. And my 2025 and 2026 are already, fully booked. I will be touring with Vanden Plus, which is amazing. And it's a band that I joined 2 years ago, and we're finally back on tour. And I'm touring with Project, which is a band that I have in America. We're doing prog rock from the 70s. It's got Jonathan Mover on drums and Mike Keneally on guitar, Ryo Kumoto on keyboards, and Pete Griffin on bass. So it's a dream lineup to play prog with guys from Zappa and Satriani and Spock's Beard and so many other bands. And then I have gigs with Hardline and Yorn, and I'm recording a new album with Edge of Forever. That's all I will do. I won't be, in million other bands. I'll just stick to my bands. I'm very happy that with my entrance into Vanden Plus, the band is back on tour, and it's already too much on my plate. And I will be writing, I will be producing bands. Yeah, so it's I will be busy as always.
Well, but to do it on your own, and I had to mix it up a little bit. I'm in a high traffic area here, but to be able to do that though is pretty cool, because to your point, you get up in the morning, you get an email, and it's like, okay, we need a song written for this band, and it's going to sound a certain way. And now you're kind of I don't want to use the term cherry picking, because I don't think that's the right word, but it's now you can move more towards passion projects, more towards your own projects, more towards things that I guess hit you in the right spot. So I think that's great. Any pushback from any people that you've worked of in the past? Like, did you get any messages from them saying, what are you doing? Like, you're giving up an amazing opportunity. Any of that?
Well, I have to say that everybody was very supportive.
Awesome.
And everybody was like, okay, Ale, I mean, you got a history, and you already had a history before Frontiers. You're gonna have a history after Frontiers. And my doors to the label are not closed. We're still doing things together, but it's not on that massive scale that it was before. Vanden Plus is still signed to the label, and I'm still writing for the label, but not 100 songs a year. I'm just, and as you said, it's not that I want to cherry pick what I do, but yes, I want to be happy, and I don't want to be in an environment where my creativity is confined. And I'm very glad that I made the choice that I made, because I have more time for myself, for my family. I'm working on music that I couldn't work on before, and so it's all good.
Well, and it's funny because I would see I'm on a lot of the press releases. I work with a number of PR companies, and I'm a musician myself. I'm a drummer, and I play over here in Canada and the U.S. But I would see the Frontier stuff come out, and your name was attached to so much of it. Either producing or doing keyboards or other instruments or those types of things. This couldn't have been, I guess, a snap decision for you. This had to be a long kind of thought process of what you're giving up versus what you're gaining. And was there anybody that maybe you reached out to come up with this decision, or was it solely I guess your own making?
No, it was just me.
Nice,
Um, yeah, it was kind of a long process because it was an amazing gig. Because I was, one day I was working with Journey, and the other day I was working with Night Ranger, and then it was guys from Dokken and guys from this and guys from that band, and then it was Blue Oyster Cult, and I literally was working with all my heroes, but I've been there and done that. I got to a point where I was like, well, that's not enough to justify me not being happy, um and it wasn't enough to justify the freedom that I was giving up, on things that I wanted to do. And then, it's again, it's also a matter of challenging yourself. You if you're in your comfort zone, then it becomes easy, and when it's easy, it's boring,
great.
at least for me. And I didn't want to have a day job in my life. I wanted to be a musician because I wanted to challenge myself every day. And I got to a point where it was like, okay, let's mix this record. And I knew what my client and my clients were looking for, and it was easy. And it was always easy mixing, always easy writing, and there was no challenge. And I got to a point where I was tired of myself. I was tired of my own outlet, and I could see people going like, "Okay, it's Sale again," and so we know what we're gonna expect and we're gonna get. And yeah, and I'm not in this game for that. I'm in this game for trying to push the boundaries and improve myself, and writing my best song, and mixing my best mix, and always improve and grow.
And I love that. And I mean, one of the things that you touched upon is, how you have 2025 and 2026, booked up. And what, I guess now, what does it take for somebody to go, okay, I've got something for you to look at, and they reach out to you. What is it that you might be looking for? Or, you know, would you even take those things on at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always I believe that when there's a request, you always have to check
Sure.
what, because you never know, because there could be a great record that's coming on your Facebook Messenger, and you just let go of possibility of a great record to work on, or
Right.
a great song, or a great artist. And right now I'm working with three new talents, and it's only because I've heard something that I really like, and I wanted to see what the universe had for them, if we could work together. And yes, I'm always getting requests, and I got songs pitched every day basically, and I'm always listening to anything. And my career started because somebody listened to what I sent. And I don't want to forget that there were ears that were listening to what I was doing when I was just a guy from the Italian countryside, trying to make it to in the rock world. And there were the Marcel Jacob, the Jeff Scott Soto, the Frontiers records, and the Steve Lukather that were listening to my stuff. And I don't want to forget that. So I'm always approaching every day with open ears, because you never know what's out there. And surely there's amazing music that needs to be discovered. And I would love to be the guy that in the future people will say, "Oh my God, Ale was the guy that found this band, that discovered this band and gave them a chance." So if I have a talent and music is my only talent, I want to share it with people that might need my work.
Well, and what you're saying too that I really like, because what I'm finding at your level, people seem to be very supportive. I just got to go in a different spot because she's a little bit noisy, but people are supportive. I find at the lower levels that support wanes, and I deal with people all the time where instead of being helpful, it's competitive, and instead of lending support, they just want to take down. And I think the message that you're offering here is that that stuff is just not necessary. If you want to get ahead, is that a fair statement, Ali?
Yeah, I mean it's I'm very grateful because 30 years ago I could only dream of being interviewed by a person from Canada, or talking about, okay, you were the mastering engineer of a Journey live record, you had a number one Billboard charting. I mean, I couldn't even dream of this. And I am grateful for the opportunity that was given to me, and I don't want to be the guy that's preventing somebody to have the same amazing life that I have. And and hopefully I can be the person that's believing in someone that's gonna make it even bigger than me, and one day I can say, well, I was part of that amazing path. And I don't have, I'm 40, almost 46 years old. I maybe have 25 years of music in front of me. And I don't fear competitors. I don't fear the young kids or undiscovered talents to be better than me. And if I can join them, maybe it will benefit my talents as well, and I will grow and I will learn.
Your attitude, your outlook is very refreshing, and I will tell you that people at your level, I get that from them a lot. People at the lower level, sadly, I don't. So, I made a decision that I want to talk with folks such as yourself, because you have the miles behind you and you've gone through some things that people maybe you're currently going through, and you've overcome them and you get yourself to a certain level. So I think that's fantastic. Last question, my friend, because I know you're busy. Where do my viewers and my listeners find out more about what you're up to?
Well, my social media outlets are, basically, besides some vegan or philosophic spiritual stuff, but let's take that out of the equation. It's basically for my music. So if you want to come and see my shows, there's the shows are all over my social media on Instagram or Facebook. And I will be playing in South America, North America, Canada. Unfortunately, on the west coast
Yeah.
of Canada, but we'll come to Nova Scotia. So it will happen hopefully soon.
Yes.
And I will be in the US, and hopefully I will be in Japan by the end of the year, and all over Europe. So I'm anytime people want to come and see a show and I'm playing there and want to say hi, I'm always there. So reach me out on my social media, and we'll get a glass of water together.
Absolutely. Alessandro, thank you so much for doing this, my friend. I appreciate it. And best of luck in 2025.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me. And best of luck to you too, to your show, to your music. I see you're very active, so I'm rooting for you.
Peace, my friend.
You're welcome. Ciao, my friend.